All right, here we go. Review of Childish Gambino's Camp. Had not listened to any of this album prior to the listen for the review here, so it was all new to me. Headline was I definitely enjoyed this album overall. After looking at the scores, it rounds up to around a 4, which is a really good score in my book. So let's break it down and get into some of the details. Overall, generally liked the kind of breadth that I saw in this. I thought he does a pretty good job of hitting a number of different sounds throughout this. Everything from more of a driving rap to a spoken word to almost pop and melodic type songs, which played pretty well for me. The overall messaging I thought was pretty good, but there are, definitely some songs where I would say the messaging deviates a bit and it's far less serious, thinking about stuff like LES. That said, still had fun on those. And that was the big draw to me about this album, was that I was able to get into it even though the messaging did deviate. And on a lot of the albums I've been listening to recently, I've struggled to kind of get into them, so that scored some big points in my book. Favorite tracks for this one, like I said, hadn't listened to anything before. In terms of what stood out to me afterwards, really liked All of the Shine. I love the production value on it. Thought it was, wide range in terms of the sound, and they did a great job of using the background instruments to really accentuate the message. And That Power was another one that was pretty cool for me, and basically kind of two songs separated and delivered throughout, and the second half being really a story, kind of storytelling through a spoken word experience, which I thought was neat to listen to. So going into the other elements in here, touched on the range a little bit. I thought there was a pretty good range of talents that he showcased there. Music production, like I mentioned, I think there's a really good job with the production value here, kind of soaring anthems in the background that really do a good job of accentuating the rap and spoken word elements of this. You've got strings for different parts of it, and that to me was just kind of fun to see, and I thought harkened back to more of a production value I'd see for like a Kanye type thing. Yes, maybe that's high praise, but liked it nonetheless. Lyrically, like I said, I think there's some definite standouts in here, hearing about his experience and talking about what he's gone through. Definitely some misses on here, some stuff less serious, like I mentioned LES before, but I kind of give those a pass because I was able to get into this album, which I've been struggling with. From an overall album experience, definitely has some good flow, not really intentionally tied together, but overall it works pretty well. And timelessness, yeah, I can see this aging pretty well. It's still pretty recent, so it's tough to give that a high mark right now, but it held up over the past 9-10 years at this point. So net overall positive review in my mind. Definitely enjoyed listening to it and probably going to go back for some more.